Okay, one more. Okay. Let's let it dry. I'm gonna have to go and clean my hands. I'll actually just put it on its side. How about that? I'll be back in a minute. Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it off of its base. Whatever we want to call this. Sometimes it's a little bit stuck on there. I want to be a bit cautious with it. I put blood everywhere. Yeah, we did put some blood all over the mini. Okay. I don't think I love the blood on the base itself. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, either do we do more or we do less. The amount that we have right now is a bit messy. The weapons look kind of sick though. So that's the weapon over here. We got some grime all over. We have some blood all over it. Yeah, maybe we add a little bit more. If I don't like it, we'll remove it. This wasn't the original plan, but plans change. Is it a holiday in the Netherlands? Yeah, it's like a school holiday. But my boss is a dick, doesn't give me any time off, Crispy. You know what it's like. My boss never gives me time off. Oh, I almost forgot my coffee. He does, Lowko? Oh. Oh yeah, I do take holidays sometimes. Very rarely. Now, usually about like maybe 2 weeks a year. Very American of me. Not very European at all. It's good sometimes to take a little bit of time off. I like working the same routine, week in, week out, but it is kind of nice to chill. Do something else. We may go skiing again, we'll see. I haven't gone skiing in a couple years. We used to do that every year, but for some reason, it got very expensive too. We haven't in some time. We have a freaking river of blood now, chat. The period of if I didn't like this, we can still move away from it. That one's gone. I mean, I could still paint over this, but I like it. Very grimdark. If you really like this sort of stuff and you're thinking about painting yourself too, there's an entire style called grimdark that focuses on making shit gross. Okay, I think that's good. I will hit it with the blow dryer for a sec, and then we'll add some tufts. And I think then, I mean, I may stipple into the tufts for a little bit, maybe a bit of blood, or some Agrax too. But I think at that point he's done. That should do the trick. Keep blowing, Lowko? Nope. I want to do some very dark tufts. I think Lorraine stole her, I think she stole her tweezers back, chat. Where the fuck are my her tweezers? I saw them, dude. I saw them downstairs. I thought they looked suspiciously like the ones that I've been using for my miniatures. I'm gonna go find it. I think I know where it is. We're on a secret mission. Yes, dude. I found them. We have like one of those like bathroom mirrors that can open up. We have like we have like half a side each. I found them, boys. They were on her side. Good. Good, good, good. Can't believe she stole them from me. Stole them back. Okay. I'm thinking some of these tufts. Just a couple. These are relatively large. But I think it should be okay. Just a couple over here on the ground. Usually creates like a nice little scale for the miniature. Makes it look bigger. Small tufts make the...
Hey,
okay.
it works.
What's up, Shiny?
How expensive are GW's paints over there? In the States they're so overpriced that I just go to a regular hobby store for the generic stuff.
I try to not paint too much with the Citadel paints, because they're not my favorite. They're not too expensive. Like a regular tub, the cheapest store I can get them in the Netherlands. Like a regular like acrylic paint, I think it's 12 milliliters, is, I think, €3? But honestly, the quality is just not quite there compared to, you know, other brands out there. My main gripe with the Citadel paints is that they're all very inconsistent. Some of them work amazingly well, and then others are just kind of shit. I don't like the whole layer and base paint system very much. But there's great alternatives out there, man, that are just better and much cheaper per ml. Or maybe in the US you get them by ounces, I don't know. Oh, you're using regular, I see. You're using regular hobby paints. I guess they work. I don't know how much fun they are gonna be to like work with, but yeah, they would function. Mega liter. That's it, that's it. Megatron liters. Okay. Let's dip a little bit of Agrex in there to make them a little bit darker and hopefully a little bit more integrated. Let's see. Where is my Agrex Earthshade? I had it earlier. I used it! Ah, found it. It was hiding from me, dude. Can you believe it? Okay, I think this is the final step. Very happy overall with how this guy turned out. I was a little hesitant about it initially, but especially considering there's like maybe 4 or 5 techniques that I've never used before that we did for the very first time on this mini. I think it turned out really nice. I learned quite a bit here, and ultimately that's the goal. I'm not really painting for anything in particular other than enjoyment, but I do hope maybe one day I can do like I really like, at the moment, I really like the dioramas that some people come up with. Still feel like I have to put in a lot more work before we get to that point, but if I come up with a good idea, I might give it a shot. I don't know. But this was a good, like a good starting point, you know, for some of those options. I think there's a lot of cool things we can go ahead and give a shot. I like especially, so today we tried some of the enamel paints. Never used those before. A little bit intimidating, but ultimately very easy. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that, but it turned out to be pretty straightforward, which is kind of sick, because it means that we can have that as like an option, you know, like say we want to grime something down. I had a couple of different ways I could do it, but this is a much better way. So we'll keep trying out some new things, mix in a couple of things here and there. And maybe one day we can make something really sick. But here we go. Here's the mini. Completed. I think it turned out really well. So, what's new on this guide that I've never done before? I did airbrushing on all of the main armor panels. So we have a bright green up top and a much darker green near the bottom. I used varnishes for the very first time, also through an airbrush. Never really used those very much. Worked out pretty well, really matted it all down and really made the armor a lot more dull, which I really like. I think it turned out really nice. We did all of the metallics. I mixed in Agrax and non-oil in different areas, which I've never really done. I generally use either non-oil as a shade paint or Agrax Earthshade as a shade paint, but I really think you can't really see it very well in a lot of the areas because some of these sections are like, you know, the arm is glued into it. But I think the metallics turned out pretty good. They're a little dulled down now compared to where they were earlier today because of the streaking grime, which is another one of those things I'd never used before, and an enamel paint and then some white spirits. We mixed in a different type of medium into the blood as well to make it darker. So we have different colors of blood, which is kind of nice. And then obviously also just now we used some of that flicking. The base is looking really gory. I didn't really mean it for that to turn out like that, but I actually really do like the effect. I think the face turned out quite nice. It's a little hard to say. Or a little hard to see. But I managed to get a tiny little dot right there in the top right hand corner of each of the eye lenses. So top right on the right one. Or I guess his left. And another one as well in the opposite corner on the other side. It really does create like a cool little effect too. It's like a little reflection of the eye lens. Oh, also, I'd never used decals before. So I chipped into those decals quite a bit. We struggled with those for a while, but I think they look integrated. Especially the ones on the green. I think the ones on the green look like they're... Yeah, look at them. Like the 16th Legion and then the little Eye of Horus. I think that turned out nicely too. Tried out a couple different paints that I've never used before. I think it's good, guys. I think it's good. Yeah. Easily one of my favorites. I think my ultimate favorite is still the Harbinger of Decay that I've painted recently. I think the Harbinger of Decay is really nice. But this is an entirely different style and a very different effect. And not to pat myself on the back too much, but I'm happy with it. GG. GG. It gets to live on the shelf. It gets to dry up perfectly on the shelf. Very nice.